What's going on, everyone? It's Token back with another episode of VGC Climbing the Ladder, as we are still using the Dallas Regionals winning team that we built with Edu and Drew in our Showdown Live that went up on Tuesday, so definitely go check that out if you still haven't. Do appreciate you supporting today's episode. If you do end up enjoying our battles in today's episode, please do leave a like to help support the channel. It goes a long ways with helping support these videos that I do try to put out for you guys, and definitely subscribe for more VGC content, as we have a lot of that on this channel. We are still using the Dallas Regionals winning team. We had our first episode of using this team on the Battle Spot ladder yesterday. I went up really late in the night. I had a few things pop up. I had to help a friend with some favors. He was moving into a new place, so it was unfortunate I wasn't able to bulk record like I would have liked, but I was able to ladder our account a little bit off screen, so that was good. I wanted to do that. Didn't want us just getting these 1500 battles. I wanted to get some higher level battles for y'all, especially with this team that I do think is a really quality team. But yeah, because I wasn't able to, that was the reason why the episode went up so late, and it was the reason why I wasn't able to bulk record and have another episode for you all today, as I do work here in a little bit, so hopefully I don't end up crunched on time, and we are able to get some quality battles before I have to leave for work. I did just get into the 1600s. I was recording a battle before this, turned out to just be pretty terrible. They were using like Stealth Rock's Lichen Rock, and the battle was just all over the place. It wasn't worth the upload. So now we're in the 1600s. Let's just try to continue to climb that ladder though, and see what we can do with this team. I'm definitely enjoying using it, especially Mudsdale. It's a great Pokemon when it doesn't get frozen or hexed out, because in our last episode it was such a two hexy battles. The first one, it was just a freeze, but obviously freeze is one of the worst forms of status in the game, if not the absolute worst, and that was really unfortunate. It rendered our Mudsdale completely ineffective, as we get a 15-17 opponent from Spain. And yeah, our Mudsdale was completely rendered ineffective because of a freeze in the first battle of our last episode, and then the next one after that we got crit twice. That definitely mattered both times, but the battle was still such a quality one. The second battle is definitely worth a watch, so definitely go check that out if you haven't. Anyways, our opponent from Spain is going to have a team, well, their name is Camelot, and they're going to have a team of Alolan Muck, Garchomp, Tapu Fini, Arcanine, Vikavolt, and a Anchor. The Anchor, I forget, it's Delmise. Yeah, there we go, Delmise. So very interesting team. See how we want to go about taking this team on. I like Coco. I like Coco a lot. Muck is a little scary. I do like Coco a lot though. Coco, Mudsdale. Yeah, I don't think that's terrible. We can go Salamence in the back, and we can go I like Araquanid, but at the same time I don't. We'll go Araquanid. I didn't like Porygon 2 enough in this one, especially because we're bringing a lot of our faster threats, and Trick Room really doesn't seem like the something that I really want to set up, especially because my opponent does have that Vikavolt, so not something I'm really looking to set up for them. So hopefully we can play this one well. We'll see. Pokemon Trainer Camelot challenges us. We go to Tapu Koko Mudsdale lead, as Camelot leads with a Alolan Muck and Fini lead. Alright, so hopefully this Fini isn't Waterium Z like that Fini we saw in last episode. That was really interesting. But hopefully it's not that. So what exactly I am going to do here is just go for a Protect with our Coco, considering that I do believe that Tapu Fini will also Protect. And then I just want to go for a high horsepower on Muck to get as much damage off on it as I possibly can, as Fini actually withdraws, so a step above what I was thinking of. So hopefully a Poison Jab did just target our Tapu Koko, as Muck also protects those, so that's fine. That is actually perfect. That is actually entirely fine. That is fine. Alright, so Vikavolt can't do that much damage to either of these. I guess a Bug Buzz will do a decent amount to either of us, but nothing crazy. So what I can do is... I actually like the switch into Salamence, and I like going for another high horsepower on Muck. So we're going to switch into Salamence. The reason I'm thinking, the reason I want to do that is because of the fact that Muck should be faster than our Mudsdale, and I don't just want to get damage off and then lose our Koko. So I decided I'd rather switch out, especially into a Pokemon that... Okay, as the knockoff goes into our Mudsdale, so smart play on my opponent's part. But yeah, I definitely wanted to switch into a Pokemon that I felt would not get taken out. Oh, the double target. Okay. Woo. Alright, we do get the high horsepower off though. And that slightly misses out on the Oko on Muck, so that's pretty unfortunate. What we can do here though... Alright, so what I'm predicting is that Vikavolt will either switch out into Finny, predicting a Z move to go off on that slot, or predicting a Flamethrower to go off on that slot. So I am going to allow my opponent to make that over prediction. And do I switch into Koko here? Does that sound like a decent play? Yeah, and then I'm going to switch back into Koko on the Mudsdale. As Muck withdraws into Finny? Oh god, how did I get that so wrong? Okay. Well, I did not see that coming. I thought my opponent would definitely think that I would target the... Yeah, I completely thought they would think we'd be targeting their Vikavolt. That's fine though. What we can just do the next turn is go for the Flamethrower on Vikavolt. Hopefully it didn't go for an HP Ice though. It might have went for that play. It did just go for a Bug Buzz. You do resist that. So here's where we can just Flamethrower and Thunderbolt. So we're still not in the worst position, just a little unfortunate that I got that prediction so wrong. Like very, very wrong, but we can bounce back. I thought Finny might protect, but I didn't feel the need to make the over prediction. I don't think anything, even an Energy Ball that Vikavolt goes for, can take us out. This should do decent damage. That actually does less damage than I expected. We do get a burn though, which is a little unfortunate for my opponent as they go for a discharge. Hopefully we don't get paralyzed. As long as we don't get paralyzed, this is fine. And we don't get paralyzed, so that's really nice. And now I'm actually going to Draco Meter the Vikavolt because that flamethrower damage just was not enough in my opinion. I didn't like that damage output. So I am just going to Draco Meteor the Vikavolt and go for the Thunderbolt again on Finny. If my opponent decides to switch out, something's going to take some hefty electric damage. Unfortunately enough for us though, they decide to not switch out, so that will cost them their Finny. And hopefully this Draco Meteor is able to take out Vikavolt, because then we'll be in a solid position. We do hit the Draco Meteor, so hopefully it does take it out. Let's see. And it does take out Vikavolt, so that's solid. We did get a crit though. I'm not sure that mattered. I honestly think that did not matter. But it might have. I doubt it did though. Unless they were running, like, maybe they were running Assault Vest Vikavolt. They didn't protect it or anything, so maybe it mattered. But I do doubt it mattered. Alright, my opponent's last two are going to be that Delmise and Muck. So what we'll do here is we will switch into our We will switch into our Mudsdale and we will protect Coco. The reason I want to protect Coco, one, I want to recycle my Intimidate. That's why I'm going out into Mudsdale. Just if my opponent does take it out, it's not the end of the world. And the reason I'm protecting Coco is because Muck might protect, and that would give, yes, and it does protect, and that would give Delmise just a free opportunity to go for a anchor shot on us, which it does go for. So not bad at all. Now what we can do is we can heavy slam the Delmise, and we can still get the Thunderbolt off on that Muck now. So hopefully Thunderbolt does take it out. I think it should, but I'm not 100% sure. It should take out Muck though. We already did proc its Figgy Berry. Yes, and we do take out Muck, so not bad at all. We're looking good in this one. Delmise does go for the Power Whip on our Mudsdale, so it did want Mudsdale gone. Luckily for my opponent, they didn't miss that attack. Now I will just go back into Salamence. I'm actually going to substitute and protect. I doubt Delmise really has anything to touch Coco with. I mean, to touch Salamence with. So, yeah, we'll just go for a substitute. It should put us in the exact position to where we definitely can't lose this game. And an anchor shot does just come off onto Coco as we protected, and now we will just go for that flamethrower, and we will go for a... We will actually switch out into a Araquanid just to stay on the safe side. And to set up electric terrain again too, in case we do decide to go for an electric type attack later, even though we likely will not. We do get the flamethrower off on Delmise though. Should do solid damage, and it does. And this next one should take it out. Anchor shot does finally get to go off onto our Coco slot. It is now an Araquanid though, so not really a big deal. Opponent does take life orb damage, so they are life orbed. And yeah, we'll just go for another flamethrower, and we will go for a lunge. And that should be GG. My opponent might just forfeit. They do not forfeit, so we do get the flamethrower off, and that is going to be game. So not bad. Do get the 3-0. GG's to Camelot. So the Salamence prediction that I got so wrong, that was a little unfortunate, but we were able to bounce back, so not bad at all. We will not be saving that game. We'll be moving on to one more game and hopefully get another win so we can get this team into the 1700s. I'm definitely hoping by next episode that I have this team in the 1700s for you all. As we get a 1529 opponent from Italy named Gabri. Interesting name. They do have a team though of Crocodile, Arcanine, Sylveon, or Silvally. I can't think of how to say that Pokemon today. I think it's Silvally, Gengar, Tapu Koko, and Milotic, or Milotic. So, what exactly do we want to do with this one? Gengar's a little bit scary. Alright, so what I'm thinking here is the fact that Kartana deals with a lot of their Pokemon. Kartana can get super effective damage on the Silvally. If it is normal type, it can get super effective damage off on Crocodile, and it'll chunk Gengar's health, and then it also gets super effective damage off on my Milotic. So I want to lead Kartana, but I think just in case it has a bad matchup with the Arcanine, I can lead Porygon 2 and go for Trick Room. And I want to also bring, I'm not 100% sure, I think Koko is definitely a solid choice in this one, so we'll have Koko in the back. Usually not the Pokemon I bring in the back, usually a Pokemon I like to lead with, but I do see that we can bring it in the back in this one, so we'll see how this one goes. Alright, Pokemon Trainer Gabri. I feel like that time that you have to pick your team is just a little too short. It's really kind of hard to explain my thought process with how short of time we have there. So we'll see if Tapu Koko or Gengar is carrying Taunt. I'm actually just going to Trick Room here. I know it doesn't seem, that might be a play that my opponent doesn't foresee coming, which is another reason why I want to go for it, as I think setting up Trick Room, both of these Pokemon, Gengar and Koko, are faster. So we do have a Thunderbolt going right off into the Kartana slot, as well as a Dazzling Gleam. So yeah, my opponent just trying to get rid of Kartana real early on. What this will provide us though is with a scenario where we are now allowed to, we can now get a double target off onto the Gengar slot. Hopefully it doesn't protect. I really do want that Beast Boost so that we can then also threaten that Koko extremely well. So hopefully Gengar does not protect and we are able to double target it, take it out, and then deal with the Tapu Koko the following turn. One Thunderbolt, especially with this being Focus Sash, but even if we weren't, one Thunderbolt will not take out our Kartana. So we do get our Thunderbolt off. It does solid damage. And oh no, I did not foresee Gengar. I thought Gengar would be faster, but it's not, so we will be losing Kartana, but at least we'll take out Gengar, which is fine. That is fine. Yes, and the Thunderbolt does come off onto our Kartana. So yes, we do lose Kartana. Koko does take a little bit of Life Orb damage though. A little bit of Life Orb damage. We will see what else my opponent brought in the back. They did have a Crocodile. So it's unfortunate that our attack got lowered because I really need to take out this Koko at this point. But I will just go for an Ice Beam on Koko, hopefully putting it at a range to where we can take it out with a Liquidation the following turn. That's actually going to be huge depending on how this game is going to go. We really do need to put Koko in range to where it can be taken out. So I will protect Araquanid and go for a Thunderbolt. And go for an Ice Beam on the Koko. Yes, and that's definitely enough damage. We'll have a Crunch come off onto our Porygon 2 and a Discharge, so that's fine. We do have Wide Guard for that. And we don't get paralyzed, so that's perfectly fine. So now I'll just go for the Liquidation and a Recover if my opponent predicts that and protects their Koko. That is fine. We'll just go for it again the following turn. We'll still have Trick Room. We definitely need to take out Koko in order to win this game. So I am much focused on the yes, and my opponent does not protect their Tapu Koko, so we will take it out with a Liquidation, and I will get this Recover off on Porygon 2 to get it back out a decent amount of health, and so my opponent will just struggle to take it out. Doesn't look like they have the best answer for it. And another crunch does come off onto our Porygon 2. Do they get the defense drop? They still do not get that defense drop, which they're likely fishing for, so that's unfortunate for my opponent. Arcanine does come in, so that is going to be a second Intimidate going off on our Araquanid, which is really unfortunate now. Its attack's at a really low amount. But unfortunately for my opponent, they really do not... they can't burn our Araquanid, so they don't really have a solid answer for damaging it. So, other than Rock Slide with Crocodile, which I am trying to double into to get rid of. Crocodile does protect though, that definitely was the play to make from my opponent, so good play by them. Oh, just a double protect, probably to outlast Trick Room. Yes, and then Twisted Dimensions do turn to normal. With the Araquanid at -2, I do think it's our answer for winning this game. So what exactly I am going to do is just switch into Coco. Even if we lose Coco here, perfectly fine. I doubt we will though, because my opponent can't really go for EQ into their own Arcanine slot, especially with them protecting. So I will switch in Coco, and I will just recover up again with our Porygon 2 to keep it at a solid amount of health. We do have a... Oh, okay. Is this targeted on Porygon 2? That is the million-dollar question. What is this targeted on? So Porygon 2 likely got double targeted in here by a Infernal Overdrive, so the Fire EMZ, yeah. So that and a Crunch are both likely targeting Porygon. That actually just straight up takes it out, so we'll see what Crocodile decided to go for. Crocodile decided to go for a Crunch. We do resist that, so as long as no defense drop. That was a crit. That's really unfortunate, but I think we can still win this game. So what we'll do here is protect Coco, and we will Liquidation the Arcanine. My opponent called the protect last time with this Crocodile, so he might think I'm just going to go for Crocodile again. Unfortunately for him, though, I am not going for Crocodile. So we'll see if they get this prediction correct, and maybe they decide to protect their Arcanine. We will have to see. But we do protect our Coco. Oh no! Ooh, no. Okay, that is going to be game. I did I was not thinking that after it showed Inferno Overdrive that it was likely. Oh, whoa. Okay, this Earthquake actually might take out my opponent's own Crocodile. We still don't have, my opponent's own Arcanine. And it does, but unfortunately we still don't have, there's not enough damage that we can do. I completely spaced that was likely Wall Charge. That was likely Wall Charge Arcanine. That is bad on my part. I wasn't thinking about it. Oh no! This is so reminiscent of last game with the Pokemon just living on such a small amount of health. Oh god, these second games, they are just here to toy with me. Last game we had Snorlax live on literally 1 HP, and now Crocodile is going to live on what appeared to be 5 or less HP. So that's going to be another slight loss in the second game, but it is definitely, that one's definitely all on me. The last one we got crit twice, so a little unfortunate, but I still could have played around it. But that one was all on me, not realizing that Arcanine was likely Wild Charge. So GG's to my opponent. Good on their part. We won't be saving that game though. Another wild ending. So close to taking that game, but just unfortunately, just did not get enough damage from that Dazzling Gleam. Thank you all so much for supporting this episode of Climbing the Ladder. If you did enjoy, like I said, leave a like and definitely subscribe to the channel for more VGC content. Enjoying using this Dallas Regionals team, and more episodes to come for the rest of this week. I'll see you guys in the next episode. For now though, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Have a good one, everyone. Peace out.